What's up? What's up, my dear, dear friends? I am so excited to share this. It's something that I do for my clients in relation to the deep dive work that we do in like lifting up darker energies that we carry and shifting them into our gifts. And this is part of the work of the Gene Keys that I honor so, so much. And it is just such a rich, rich resource that has been such a huge influence on my entire practice. So yes, I prescribe exercise for joint pain. I prescribe exercise for cardiac rehab. I prescribe exercise for weight loss. I have done all of that for 20 years. What's so radical is being able to shift the way that I prescribe movement to really support activating new DNA. So once we lift these darker energies and our cells are now open, they're in a state of healing and they're open to receiving new possibilities. And we're literally elevating our vibration higher. So we can support that, right? There's actual physiology here. So let's take patience. Patience is something that I really, really have focused on shifting into, and it's something that I've helped my clients with as well. And so we move through, we look at the darker energy of impatience, we identify where we might have a commitment to showing up in ways and engaging in behaviors that create this impatience and how it doesn't serve us, and then being able to see, well, if I was more patient, then it would serve me in this way. It would allow me to give at a greater capacity as a leader, as a mom, as a spiritual healer, as an influencer, and then therefore receive at a greater level and just allow that surrender into what our soul's expression is. And so how can we assist that ascension into more patience with even our movement routine, even our exercise? So if we break this down to the physiology, it's simple, right? So all of our genes are located within our chromosomes, within our DNA, right? Genes are literally all over our chromosomes, and the way that we activate certain gene expressions is simply through the DNA messaging that goes to the brain that tells us to, okay, impatient, this is what we do, and we're activating this until, it becomes such a habit, it becomes a part of our identity. And if we want to choose to be more patient, we can willpower through it, or we can actually get in and rewire the neural pathway, right? Which is changing a habit, which sometimes it's hard to do. And sometimes, after 2 or 3 tries, we give up because it's like, to break that old habit and go to the new habit, it's challenging. However, if we can go in and do these micro alignments in every aspect of our lives, even with our movement, even the way that we eat, to support this transition, then boom, we can really elevate. So how to move into more patience. The amino acid that is the building block of any protein, amino acids are the building blocks of any protein, and we have 20 of them, non-essential and essential amino acids, and they make up our proteins. They form these bonds and they make up proteins, and they support our genetic expression. So the amino acid that's linked to patience is threonine. So, and the physiology that is linked to patience is our sacral plexus. So I'm going to drop in and do a workout that actually boosts threonine levels. Most strength training boosts our amino acid levels because, we're breaking down muscle tissue and then we're rebuilding it, and we're asking to build in, these building blocks of protein to grow us stronger. Again, not to get too into the minutia. So I want to get to the workout. So we're going to boost threonine, doing some strength training, but also focusing on moving through getting circulation and blood flow through our sacral plexus. So we're going to use some yoga, we're going to use some breathing, we're going to do some Qigong, and we're going to do some good old strength training. And it's a fantastic workout. I call it my genetic workout for more patience. What? So fired up about it. I also have another resource. I'd happily share this out, which is nutrition to boost threonine and to nourish the sacral chakra and the sacral plexus. So I have a foods list and I have some really fun recipes as well. So if you want that, I will happily share that. Hit me in the messages, let me know, shoot me an email, diane2ns@dianesykes.com, and I will send that over to you. Okay, so we're gonna start on the floor. I'm just gonna run through these quickly, but you can go through and follow along. I'll actually also, share a printed workout. So lying in Savasana, nice and relaxed, and the first thing that I invite you to do is come into an awareness of your breath. And what you want to do is, in this pranayama breathing, you want to inhale through your nose so deeply that you feel it get into the lower lobe of your lungs. So your left lung actually has a lower lobe, a third lobe. And as you breathe in, you want to breathe as expansively as you can. So inhaling through the nose, expanding your belly out, and getting as deep as you can. Imagine that delicious oxygen going into the third lobe of that left lung. And you're going to hold it there for a second before you exhale through the mouth. And bring your awareness into your lungs, into that space in your sacral plexus that you're now going to open up, and you're going to surround it with pink, healing, sparkling light. You do that for about 5 or 6 breaths until you really come into what I call body awareness. You come into this pure, unbound presence, which is an amazing, amazing, magical place to start any workout. So from there, we're going to move on. So you're going to do that for about 1 to 2 minutes. And we're going to go right into a core flow, again, for the sacral plexus. So the first exercise you're going to do is you're going to hold boat, which you can hold here. So it's a good yoga pose, boat. And what you're going to do again is focus on pulling the belly button and drawing it in and sending blood flow into the sacral plexus. And from here, you're going to continue that same breathing pattern of inhaling through the nose and getting into that third lobe, that deeper part of your lung, feeling your lungs expand. So it might feel a little bit more challenging here. You're going to start to feel the abdominal wall burn, which is exactly what you want, and then you're going to exhale. 5 or 6 breaths here, holding boat pose, and then just allow yourself to relax for a second, and then you're going to move into plow, another yoga pose, which is a lymphatic drain. And what you're going to do here is place your hands gently on your kidneys and let your legs lower. If you can touch them to the ground, great. If you can't, wherever feels comfortable for you. And with your hands, so your hands have a ton of chi force, life force energy. And so the healing touch of your own fingertips, placing on the back, the small of your back, through your kidneys, again, into that sacral plexus, and you're going to do the continued breathing pattern, 5 or 6 breaths, and from here, you're going to feel it even more difficult to get into that third lobe of your lung, but you're going to do it anyway. You're going to fully expand, hold it at the top, and exhale, 5 or 6 breaths, and plow. Slowly rolling out. We're going to continue our core workout, lying flat on your back. Hands can go underneath the tushy, especially if you feel a low back tenderness. And from here, we're going to do scissors. We're going to do 10 on each side. So slowly, this is all about control. Lowering one leg down and up and switch. And again, firing up that sacral plexus, sending it tons of nutrients, strengthening the abdominal wall that surrounds it. We're going to go 10 on each side for scissors. And we're going to come on up. And you're going to flip, actually not yet, sorry. You're going to balance on your tushy, come back into boat, clasp the hands, and you're going to torso twist. 10 on each side, pulling that belly button in. Think about that breathing pattern, and that's torso twist, and then we're going to reverse that. We're going to flip over into quadruped, and you're going to do torso twist from quadruped position, so one hand behind the head, keeping your neck in line. So imagine that your neck doesn't have any rotational ability, and you're just going to focus on rotating from your thoracic spine, which is the middle part of your back. So your neck follows your midsection. Boom. Right up and down. You got 10 on the left. Should feel absolutely amazing. Just stretch through there. all of this up, and you're going to switch to the same exact thing on the other side. So quadruped torso twisting. Last thing you're going to do, whether you have a weight or not, that's okay, doesn't matter. You're going to do tornado chops. So if you've got a weight, I'm going to use a sandbag actually. And you're going to reach down for the floor one side and up to the ceiling on the other side. Nice fluid movement. It's like a totally natural human movement. And again, what we're doing is we're sending massive blood flow into the sacral plexus. We're opening this up, but we're also loading our muscles. So we're going to break them down a little bit, and we're going to foster the secretion, the boosting of our muscle growth, which is what we want. We're going to call in. We're going to get that threonine from the nutrition that I give you, and we're going to nourish and build those muscles up even stronger. So if you don't have a weight, you clasp your hands, boom, just like this. Nice fluid movement. You got 10 on each side, torso twist. And then next exercise, circuit, is what I call a leg matrix. And that just simply means we're going to do 3 leg exercises. It's a series of leg exercises, one right after the other. And our leg matrix is all about lunging. So be careful if you've got knee issues, and if you do, shoot me a message, we can talk about that. So you don't have to use a weight, you can use a weight if you want to, but the first exercise you're going to do, one foot in front of the other, I'll show you from the side, is a split squat, straight down and up. 10 on the right, and then you're going to switch, 10 on the left. And then from there, you're going to go right into a curtsy lunge. So you're actually using a little bit of your sacral plexus, little shift, and you're going to curtsy. So you got 10 on the right, and you're loading up those legs. Again, we're focusing on strength training, and then 10 on the left. So what you want to do is about 3 rounds of this circuit. Last exercise in the circuit is 10 lateral lunges each side. So again, you can use a weight, or you can do it without a weight. Your body weight is enough to load those muscles. 10 on the right, 10 on the left, that's your leg matrix. You're going to work through that for 3 rounds. Your core flow you can work through for 2 rounds. And then we're going to wrap this bad boy up with some Qigong release. We're going to do two Qigong exercises. Both are focused on circulating our life force energy and really supporting our sacral chakra. Our sacral chakra is where our creative energy lies, where our soul's expression wants to come out. And I find that fascinating, that the sacral plexus is the physiology linked to patience. It all is so connected, and I love that. So first Qigong is really just a breathing technique. And so coming into center, placing your hands on your belly, and you're just going to do some deep inhalation, but this time when you breathe in and you breathe out, you're going to really hard and pull the belly button in. Draw your abdomen in so tight that you're imagining that if somebody was to come in and pierce you with a spear in the gut, that it wouldn't penetrate your skin because your abdominal wall is so rock hard. And you're going to do that for a few breaths. You can feel that with your hands. Tightening. And then the next is kind of rotating around. So again, placing your hands on your lung and on your kidney, and the same breathing in. What happens is that, and I could do a whole other training on this, is that we don't always access our lungs evenly. And that creates a lot of discord, and that could lead to a lot of anxiety, and that could cause us to spin out in rush mode because we're experiencing this anxiety, simply because we're actually not breathing in harmony with both of our lungs. How do you know you're doing that? Well, I challenge you to run a little experiment on yourself the next 24 hours. If you are hypermobile, or you stand a lot, or you stand like this, which most of us do. So if you're leaning toward one side, what is happening is your musculoskeletal system is shifted, and you're actually compressing one side of your body. So when you breathe, and most of us are breathing shallow anyway because we're reflecting what's happening in the world. We're all under stress, or we're all in a rush, and your breath is life. And if you're in this nervous energy, you're shallow in your breath, and you're not getting enough oxygen into your working muscles and into your bloodstream to really send nutrients to every little crevice and cell of your being. and it creates a lot of discord, which can eventually lead to disease. So you're standing like this, you're not accessing as much of this lung, and if it's to the left and your left side has that lower lobe that's really locked up, and you're just kind of breathing through more to the right than the left, again, it can give you a tremendous sense of anxiety. So simply just noticing and doing some Qigong breathing to really bring an awareness to both lungs. And practicing that and being in awareness of that is so powerful in and of itself to ignite a little bit more relaxation, which will call in more patience, and that can just become your normal state. Last Qigong movement is a nerve glide. I'm going to do kind of my version of a nerve glide, and that's just simply, again, we're bringing Qi, we're bringing force, that life force energy into our sacral chakra, into our sacral plexus. So just simply placing your hands around the sacral chakra and coming up and out, and then just bringing that energy in, up, bringing it in, up, and out. That's it, peeps. I hope this was so much fun, as fun for you as it was for me. Again, drop a comment below. Let me know if you want those further resources. I'm more than happy to share those out. Have a fantastic day, and we're calling in more patience. I know personally I am absolutely always on my journey to call that gift in and really wrap myself in that gift in every area of my life. All right, much love, so psyched for your freedom. Peace out.